Welcome to Mellow Mission Productions. Today we're continuing America Month. So I've been reading the Lake English Classics, Washington, Webster, and Lincoln, which is about speech making and looks at American statesmen and their speeches. One of the speeches it talks about is George Washington's farewell address, in which he brought up his distaste for political parties and for how they can divide a nation and be dangerous to the enterprise of, America being America. It seems that he really held to this because the party for him as a presidential candidate was none, whereas John Henry and Samuel Johnson, his contemporaries, were both Federalists. Now, this is all very interesting because there's always been the debate of states' rights versus federalism and how that should be maintained. One of the things that George Washington worried about and warned about was being split up on matters of geography and of being really overly loyal to your particular faction or set of ideals in contrast to just being loyal to the general enterprise of America. And immediately the Civil War springs up. And you kind of have both sides, the industrial North and the agricultural South, clashing because they have completely divergent ideas on how to conduct themselves, since they have such different cultures that sprang up from, well, the varying geography and matters of production. So, party politics. It is really divisive. The bifurcated red state, blue state thing that we have going on in the States forever and ever now doesn't seem to be abating in the slightest, and as of late, people seem to be going completely mad in terms of holding on tooth and nail to their ideals, as it were. Which idealism is fine, but then there's fanaticism, which I feel like is sort of more of the trend that we've been seeing. So maybe we should be that strong as to think that political parties are the bane of America. But at the same time, personally, I just think, well, part of what we're doing in the United States, in a democratic republic, is deliberating on the best policy. And in order to do that effectively, I think that it's almost inevitable that parties will occur. So really, probably the best thing to do would be to make sure that they don't get out of hand and we don't let our prejudices based on our geography and our ideas of how things should be run terribly affect us too much and stick to the central tenets laid out in the United States Constitution. Yes, it is elastic, but there are certain core principles there which I think are fairly well represented by the originalist perspective of the Constitution, and maybe that's what Washington would have wanted, but I don't know, which is why the point of this video is for me to just put this information out there, give you food for thought, and ask you to leave your opinions in the comment section below, whether it's on my Fractal Journal website or on my YouTube channel, Mellow Mission Productions. So as always, thank you for listening. Click the thumbs up and subscribe because that would greatly help me out, and take care. Goodbye.